$100,000 for sewer improvement. We have water meters paid off. Let's see, I'll tell you what else you got. It could be close to 2. We've got a ban for street reconstruction. We've got a ban for street reconstruction. Looks like we owe $450. If that was 500,000, I don't recall whether it was 400,000 or 500,000. So you're looking at 954 for, so maybe just under 2, 17, 18 in bans. That would be refinanced at a 1.1% rate versus, these rates now are anywhere from 169 to 196. The Chase did go after our 500,000, 550,000.
Oh, I didn't think they were interested.
They were at 500,000,
Oh,
not
but
at 4.
not at 4, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Again, at these low interest rates, it's not worth it to them. They want the bigger fish. So that's why a bigger fish like 1.8, 1.9, we cut our interest in half, almost half. I don't want to exaggerate that, but certainly it's a tremendous savings. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make some recommendations in the budget as to what we should probably pay back on these bonds, and that will free us up, and then we'll get to a bottom line figure, as to where we're at. But I do think that if you decide to do that, it will free up funds. Because the other thing you can do too is if it turns out that the police contract payback is going to need to be borrowed, then maybe that gets borrowed when we do this whole bond, and then it becomes a straight $2 million bond, and that covers all of the costs at half the interest rate.
There was a question on the time frame. We called the elections down by Charlie that they wanted to open it sometime in June. Could we pay it in June? Gina said that would be toward the end of the month would be okay in June.
Yeah, because we're flush with cash.
No.
Because essentially we'll be getting the tax receipts.
So yeah, I'll
Yes.
call him back tomorrow and let him know that toward the end of June it's going to be all right with the village if that becomes a terms.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's but again, with the prospect that you might end up having to borrow some of that money.
I mean that's just what it is.
Yeah, it's a obligation, it's liability, so you have to borrow, and it's not like it's a reckless decision.
No,
Okay.
it's you have to pay it.
It's an inherited decision.
Yeah.
That you have to deal with. So that's what I have. Any questions for me? Anything else? I'd love to do more of that analysis, Charlie, but I only have so many hours, and it's tough for me to put together a budget and then do all that too. We will get support though if we decide to go to the serial bond option. We do have 2 capable entities that will help us with that.
Do we still need to go to executive session?
Unless
We discussed everything. That was what you were
yeah.
going to discuss.
Well, I wanted to discuss a little bit about contract specifics, but we don't need to do that today. We can always do that on Monday. And I was curious to know about any activity on our workers' comp situation.
Workers' comp, I don't have
Oh,
any information on
207C.
Well, our light duty.
Yeah.
If
that.
we got-
Oh, we better go to exec.
Do we wanna
Yeah,
go
okay,
exec
yeah,
quickly?
yeah. Did
Okay.
we need a motion to close the meeting?
Motion to
Yeah.
close the meeting.
Second.
Meeting adjourned, then we go to executive session?
Yep.
I guess that sounds, okay.
Okay, thank you. Is the camera still running?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We were discussing the union